You ever have one of those moments where your whole world shifts in a single breath? That's exactly how this story begins. I never imagined I'd be the person standing in the middle of a wedding aisle, questioning whether I should speak up or stay silent. But life has a way of placing us in situations we never expected. My friend and I had known each other for years. I always thought I'd be cheering on the happiest day of his life, not wrestling with a secret that made my chest feel tight every time I looked at him. Even now, I can still remember the weight in my stomach, the way my hands trembled, and the quiet voice inside me saying, "If you don't say something, who will?" This isn't a story about trying to ruin anything. It's a story about the moment I realized doing the right thing can sometimes look completely wrong. The days leading up to the wedding felt normal, until they suddenly weren't. It happened quietly, almost too quietly, like life was whispering something I wasn't prepared to hear. One evening, I accidentally came across something my friend never intended anyone to see. It wasn't anything graphic, but it was clear enough to tell me his heart wasn't fully committed to the person waiting to marry him. I remember staring at the evidence, hoping I was misunderstanding it. My first reaction wasn't anger. It was sadness. A very real, heavy sadness that made my chest ache. I kept thinking about his fiancée, about how kind she had always been, how much love she carried for him. I felt torn between two people I cared about, standing in a place I never asked to be. I told myself I needed time to think. But honestly, I couldn't escape the feeling that doing nothing might hurt someone even more. For the next couple of days, the weight of what I knew followed me everywhere. I tried to act normal around my friend, but every time he smiled or talked about the wedding, something inside me tightened. I kept wondering how someone could stand at the edge of a lifelong promise while carrying a hidden truth behind their back. I didn't want to judge him, but I also couldn't ignore what I had seen. My thoughts kept drifting to his fiancée. She was busy planning every small detail, pouring her heart into a future she believed was solid. Watching her excitement made the secret feel even heavier, almost painful. I questioned myself over and over. Was it my place to get involved? Would saying something save her from heartbreak? Or would speaking up destroy everything for no reason? I felt stuck between loyalty and honesty, knowing that whichever path I chose, someone I cared about would be hurt. When the wedding day arrived, I tried to tell myself to stay quiet and let things unfold. Maybe I had misunderstood everything. Maybe it wasn't my place. But walking into the venue, surrounded by beautiful lights, soft music, and two families blending together, the truth felt even heavier than before. I watched the bride moving from guest to guest, her smile bright and full of hope. She kept thanking everyone for coming, saying it was the happiest day of her life. Seeing that, something inside me shifted. It wasn't anger and it wasn't judgment, it was fear. Fear that she was promising her heart to someone who wasn't fully honest with her. My friend avoided my eyes the entire morning, almost like he knew what I was thinking. It added this quiet tension between us that made every moment feel fragile. I realized then that silence might do more harm than honesty. Even if the truth came with consequences. After I told her, everything changed instantly. The room went silent for a moment, and I could feel the weight of every eye on us. The bride looked shocked, hurt, and betrayed, and I felt my own heart sink. I hadn't expected immediate forgiveness or understanding. I only knew that staying silent felt wrong. Mark, my friend, turned on me with anger and disbelief. He shouted, accused me of betrayal, and walked away. It broke something inside me, too. I had lost someone I considered like family. The guilt and pain felt unbearable. Yet I also knew I had acted out of care. The rest of the wedding was tense, distant, almost surreal. Some people didn't understand why I had spoken up, while others quietly thanked me later. That night, I realized that doing the right thing can hurt in ways you never anticipate, but it's a weight you can live with, rather than regret. The days after the wedding were some of the hardest I've ever faced. Mark stopped responding to calls and messages. Our years of friendship, countless memories, laughter, and trust, all of it felt like it had vanished overnight. I tried to reach out, to explain that my intentions weren't to hurt him, but every attempt was met with silence or anger. I felt a profound sense of loss, like a part of my life had been ripped away. At the same time, there was a strange clarity. I knew I had made a choice rooted in honesty and compassion, even if it meant losing someone I loved. This was a lesson in the complexity of human relationships. Doing the right thing isn't always rewarded. Sometimes, it costs you the people you care about the most. And yet, I found a quiet, painful reassurance in knowing I acted with integrity, even when it hurt. Looking back, I realize this experience has changed me in ways I didn't expect. Losing Mark, someone I considered a brother, was incredibly painful, but it also taught me something essential about life. Honesty and integrity come with a cost, and sometimes that cost is heartbreak. I didn't speak up to hurt anyone. I spoke up because I cared deeply about someone who had no way of knowing the truth, and I couldn't stand by silently. Even though my choice caused anger and distance, I know in my heart it was the right one. Life often presents us with impossible decisions, and the right choice isn't always easy or popular. The truth can be messy, painful, and lonely, but it's also freeing. I want to hear from you. What would you have done in my place? Would you speak up? Or stay silent? Share your thoughts below.